On which one? If this is not acting right, you can just cut it. So I'm gonna cut this one. So guys, we'll see you over in YouTube here in 2 minutes. So if you just joined the room, definitely subscribe to Forster Consultants on YouTube. All right, guys, we apologize. Having some technical problems here today, trying to get the PowerPoint all set up because tonight's topic is again, guys, shared housing is the best real estate strategy. So, Alex, let me know if you're here as well. If you can put the can you guys hear me now? Put a 2 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much for letting me know that. I appreciate that. And I'm not sure if my assistant Alex is in the room yet, but Alex, are you here and are you able to pull that PowerPoint up? In fact, I think I just found it. So let's see if I know how to navigate this thing here. Because I promised you guys that I was going to let you guys hear me and also see what we're doing this week. So let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, so there is the PowerPoint. I'm hitting that, and I'm going to hit share. And by golly, George, I think I've done it. So let me know, because again, my view is obviously different from you all. Let me know if you guys can see the PowerPoint that's on screen. I can't. It's actually a little weird to me. So let's see. Man, it's gonna mess up my whole group tonight. Man, y'all, I apologize. We're gonna just have conversation if nothing else. But the whole point of tonight was to actually show you guys the footage. Everything tonight was surrounded by showing you the pictures of what we're talking about. So let me bring this back down. And is Alex in the room at all, Shay?
I literally just texted him and told him come on over to the stream deck.
Okay.
Come on into StreamYard.
So let's remove that. So let's jump right into it, guys. So first of all, I'm Derek Forston. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing. As you guys can see, I have my polo on today. A lot of even what we'll talk about today is becoming a walking billboard, right? So I'm always looking like what I do. I'm sorry, Shay.
I said, that's good.
Yep. I'm always kind of looking like what I do, right? So at all times, I'm pretty much wearing something that's representing Second Chance Housing or Forster Consultants in terms of what we do. So again, it's just a regular polo. I got embroidery on my, left chest. And again, it's just Second Chance Housing. So anytime I go to a meeting, anytime I'm doing any kind of outreach, that's what we're doing. And I'm always representing who I am and what we do. And tonight's topic again, guys, is shared housing is the best real estate strategy. So let me pull up some of my notes here. Let me see if I can find my PowerPoint so that I can at least follow it. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions or concerns in terms of how this works, how to get started, what's involved in it, because one of the first slides to my PowerPoint was what is an ILF, right? So let me start there, right? We get a lot of questions, especially here lately, because we're going live on YouTube so much and Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And I don't never like to take for granted that people just know who we are and what we do. So we're getting a lot of questions, right? So in fact, the last post that we put out, I think yesterday, says from the general public, right? In other words, Derek, what do you guys do? If you had to explain it, Derek, really fast in terms of what do you do or what do you consult on? What do you teach people? We teach people how to run something that's called an independent living facility. And that's called an ILF, or again, an independent living facility. And that's better known to us as a shared housing program. So that's again where we're going to take a 4-bed, 2-bath home, and we're going to take people from homeless to hopeful. And we do that again in a shared living environment. And then again, if my assistant can come in tonight and help me with this PowerPoint, I literally had pictures and showing you guys of what it looks like. So a lot of people are interested in what it looks like, how you set it up, and also what are the requirements. So a lot of what we'll talk about again tonight, guys, in this 90-minute room is what is an ILF? How do we operate it? What is the requirements? And what do we do actually to get started? Okay. So far, are there any questions in terms of how we do this, What is an ILF? Any questions about that before I get too deep into it? And I'm gonna just pause for 2 seconds because I understand that we're simulcasting on Twitter, we're on YouTube, and we're also on Facebook Live. So I'm gonna pause just for 2 seconds, and I'm still trying to get this PowerPoint up because I really want you guys to be able to see the footage of it. And if not, if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you do that as well. That's over at Forston Consultants. Also subscribe to the podcast channel at Don't Wait to Be Great. And again, we're live every Monday, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we're live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. So I don't see anything in the chat yet. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm still trying to get this PowerPoint pulled up. Give me a second. So I want to talk about what are the requirements to getting started until Alex kind of comes in and give me that PowerPoint. So one of the first few steps to getting started is absolutely our webinar that we have, right? We have a webinar that's absolutely free that breaks down everything that we'll kind of talk about tonight, but a little bit more in order and more in length. So that free webinar is about 1.5 hours long, completely life-changing, guys, in terms of how to get involved in this, what to do, how do we source the residents, how do we build relationships with the social workers and case managers, and ultimately, how do we run it to be a safe, clean living environment? So watching our webinar at forstonconsultants.com. We'll put that in the chat as well at forstonconsultants.com. And that's where you're going to click on the link that says webinars. There's 2 webinars once you get there, right? One is going to teach you how to be the ILF operator, and then the other one is going to teach you how to be the HRA, which stands for Housing Referral Agency. And that's where you're able to house the homeless or the displaced or just a regular everyday Joe, but you actually don't need the real estate. So that's become a really popular product with what we do now. And also today is Cyber Monday. So we got some crazy sales going on in terms of the HRA business in the box and also our ILF Mastery Blueprint. So just for an example, our ILF Mastery Blueprint is usually a $15,000 one-on-one coaching that's involved with a lot of extra bonuses, including a virtual assistant. My accountant is involved in it. Every course and curriculum that we ever created, every ebook, we give you a VIP community. Everything. And again, a one-on-one experience. That's usually 15 grand, guys. But during this crazy sale that we got going, especially tonight, that coaching, guys, is only $2,997. So that's over 80%. Shay, you want to talk about that, Shay?
Wait. That's like highway robbery.
Absolutely. Take it from us in other
y'all
words.
Are just y'all all right now. Y'all just turned me upside down and emptied the lint out of my pockets. But absolutely, we look forward to being able to bless people with opportunities that we've had. Just being able to do so. So tonight, take full advantage of our Cyber Monday sale. Don't wait to be great. You hear us say that all the time. And today we've given you the opportunity to do so. So join us as we change the lives of so many people in our communities. I mean, that is a steal, Derek. Like, that is wild. So I'm excited to talk a little bit more about the ILF model and all of the things that the ILF model can do in your community and do for you. So let's talk about it. Go for it, D.
All right. So still trying to pull this PowerPoint up, guys, but I'm going to just try to do my best without it. And again, one of the things that I want to even bounce back on is the whole shared living environment. So when people say, well, Derek, what is a shared living environment? We've kind of created our own kind of, definitions and vocabulary for stuff like this, right? So for us, the shared living environment means that our clients or our residents are able to live and thrive without the need for medical staff and or oversight. So once again, our residents are allowed to live and thrive without the need for medical oversight. So that's what a shared living environment is for us. And again, that means that we can take a 3-bed, 2-bath home, and I'm going to take 6 people from homeless to hopeful. Because remember, we're going to do 2 beds per room. So in that 3-bed, 2-bath home, that's allowing us or your program to house 6 people that will otherwise be homeless on the street without you. Okay. So the other part to the getting started again is that ILF webinar, but also our YouTube channel. So a lot of people are calling our YouTube channel just kind of a mini college, right? There's a lot of great information on our YouTube channel, and we would love for you all to subscribe over at Forston Consultants, and that's consultants with an S on the end. Also, the next step to getting started is taking advantage of that free strategy call that we offer. So literally right after you finish watching that webinar, at the end of it, it gives you an opportunity to opt in for a free discovery call.
Yep.
And again, I'll even give you guys a text message as well to make it really easy, just in case if you do this later. So the number 407-813-1335. You guys can literally text to that number, ILF webinar, and they'll literally send you the link to watch that webinar. Again, that number is 407-813-1335. Or if you want to take advantage of this crazy Cyber Monday sale and get our one-on-one coaching that's normally 15 grand for a little under $3,000, you can use that same number, but text I want in. That means that you want it. You got
Let's
all the
do
information, you know about it. You say I want in. And again, you're going to text that to 407-813-1335. And the next step, guys, to that, right? Watching the ILF webinar, watching the YouTube channel, taking that free discovery call, and then take action, right? I implore you to take action, right? In fact, I'll even go as far as to ask you, what would happen if you didn't take action, right? If God has already put this on your heart to start your housing program to help people, right? Why wouldn't you do that? And God has put this on a lot of our hearts. And now is the greatest time to get into it, because now it doesn't come with the hefty price tag attached to it, right? And even at that 15K, guys, in terms of what this does and the way it can change your life and the lives of other people, especially your life financially, and then the blessing of God being built into it, that 15 grand is also very cheap. But at $2,997, which is 80% off, it's actually a steal at that point.
Yeah.
So again, we implore you guys to take absolute action to do that. Okay. That next step that I kind of talked about, well, what does it look like, Derek, once I get it? A lot of people, when they hear us talk about a independent living facility, some people think that we're talking about this big box building of 150 rooms, right? Kind of like your ALFs and things of that nature. This is a regular, normal single family home, right? That you guys can do this in. And we'll talk about the duplex and the triplex a little bit later. But guys, you can do this pretty much in any kind of setting. The only one that we kind of don't recommend is something that you got to share a wall with somebody else. So your typical condo, your typical townhouse, right? The duplex is not a good idea to me unless you got both sides of it, right? So a lot of people come to us and have an opportunity to take on a duplex. We love that. But in my opinion, I would want you to be on both sides of that, okay? So in terms of what it looks like, again, that can be a 3-bed, 2-bath home. It can be a 4-bed, 2-bath home. My largest ILF, guys, is a 6-bed, 3-bath home, okay? And then the smallest to date that we've ever taught this to anybody was actually a 1-1. So we taught a gentleman over in Lake Wales, Florida, and he's housing 2 military veterans. He found this place. It's a 1-bed, 1-bath. And in that place, he's taken 2 military veterans from homeless to hopeful that would literally be homeless on the street without him, okay? That next step, because again, guys, remember, I'm just going over the steps, right? In terms of what do you do to get started, and why is this whole shared housing model the best real estate model? I'm literally laying it out for you guys right now. The next step in that is you're going to lease or rent a property. And again, guys, the greatest part about this model, because even me as a social worker, I thought when I first got into this that I had to own the place.
Right.
One of the biggest cheat codes, Shay, was to realize that I didn't have to own it and that I could rent it. Because as a poor social worker making 28 grand a year a couple of years ago, there was no way that I could figure out how to buy a house. So as soon as I found out that I could rent one or lease one, or this big fancy work that they're using now, rental arbitrage, game over, right? So that was kind of what we did. And that was a decision that we made. And that is the same door that allows a lot of people to get in this game by leasing or renting that place. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever thought, in fact, put me in the chat, ME, if you thought that you had to own the place and you had to have a license to get started with having your own housing program. My people on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Clubhouse, put in the chat, yes, if you thought that you had to own the place to literally run your own housing program.
I did.
Whether that was for military veterans, elderly adults. Shay, how about you coming from corporate America?
Right, absolutely. When you told me about this idea, guys, I thought Derek was losing his marbles, as our niece would say. Uncle Derek's losing his marbles. I really didn't understand the opportunity in it. So I had to be taught. Derek had to teach me what this was and how it could even be done. But the moment we got the first house, it was just like, I get it. It made total sense. Everything clicked. And I was like, okay, I understand this now. And we didn't buy our first ILF or the second or the 10th for that matter.
Exactly.
They were all done through utilizing the arbitrage model. And let me tell you something, the partnerships that we've gotten with our landlords have been amazing. The partnerships are just out of this world. And that's what you're looking for in this model. So that is something that we've been able to replicate with the people that we've consulted over the years and that we continue to consult, is nurturing those amazing relationships with the case manager, social workers, as well as the homeowner or the landlord in order to do this model. So again, I didn't know it was possible until Derek showed me it was possible. And 10 houses plus in, and seeing so many people all across the nation doing it as well, utilizing the arbitrage model and method, is amazing to see.
Good stuff. Let's tap into two of our guests, right? Welcome, Tiffany, and also
Absolutely.
welcome, Dornico. Let's start with Tiffany real quick if she's available. Tiffany, when we first introduced this model to you, could you believe that you could do this without owning the property? And I'll even give the preface, right? Tiffany is a real estate investor and has been for a long time. So when Tiffany got into this, Tiffany is a little bit, well, I ain't gonna say a little bit. Tiffany is different, probably more different than probably 95% of people that come to us. Most people that come to us and want to do this don't have the property already. Tiffany does. But Tiffany, even though you had the property already, what did you think about the concept for people that could do this and they didn't need to buy the property or own it before meeting us?
Well, excuse me. Yes, I did. It was a little bit of a shock because I was on the frame of mind where you needed to have a license and all of that. So I just thought that that all came in a package, like you must be the operator, you must own the house, you must have the licensing. Like I thought it all one, you couldn't do one without the other. Of course, I knew that people were doing rental arbitrage for short-term rentals, but I never connected it to once I found out that you guys, what you guys were telling us and teaching us, it made sense after you laid it all out for me, and I was like, yeah, that would make, like it's this almost the same concept, like almost, as far as housing individuals. So yes, I was quite surprised because like I said, I was on the lines of thinking that you needed a license to do it anyway.
Good stuff. I love it. And Tiffany, while we have you here, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the world who you are, what you do, and what's the name of your program, Tiffany?
Yes, so my name is Tiffany Walker, and me and my family own and operate Good Samaritan Solutions here in the Oklahoma City metro area. We are also real estate investors where we provide affordable housing to families. I am, like Derek says, I am an investor as well, but I'm also a realtor, connecting investors to individuals that have distressed properties in some form or fashion. So super excited about being here tonight. This is a great opportunity. If somebody's looking to get into this ILF space, jump in. There are so many options at this point. Like there's just no way you cannot be successful and make good and be able to support your family and be able to make a difference in the lives of those that need housing through the models that the Forstons are teaching. So get on board, definitely stay tuned in, stay plugged into this, because I guarantee you, like, I have no regrets from the decision of making this a housing option in our business.
Good stuff. I love it. Mr. Dornico, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Hello, everybody. Sis.
Introduce yourself real quick, big bro. Tell the people who you are, where you're located, and what do you do? And we got a couple questions for you.
Okay. My name's Dornico Rigel. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I live in Dayton, Ohio now. We are Fresh Start Housing of Dayton, in the Dayton, Ohio area. I have 3 ILFs right now that are kind of closing up really quick. So I may kind of ride it out a little bit, or I may just keep scaling to the next. You know what I'm saying? I think with the momentum, I don't want to stop that flow. So I might just use some of these connections and transition to the next place. Always responsibly though, always making sure that it's fulfilling a need, not stroking my ego. That happens from time to time. So I do feel that my life is different. I don't know about anyone else. I'm doing crazy stuff, like stuff just left the dealership, Derek. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff, bro. Yeah, yeah, the big boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So my truck died on me, y'all. I've never cried over a vehicle, but this truck has had my back through some tough times. So I had to let a few tears roll down my face. But then, I got
Sounds like you
over
got
it
a new one though.
real quick, right? Wiped him and kept it moving. But anyways, I'm ready for whatever questions y'all have. I may need an email link because my phone is about to die. I literally just got off the road. I had to go see my mother before she hurt me, and I did that. And I just got off the road, and
So
yes,
just real quick before your phone died in, so let the people know, I think you said where you were located, but let the people know what was your thoughts about this concept when you heard that you could house people no matter you not having a license or owning a place. What was your thoughts when I told you that you didn't have to own the property to do this?
I thought it was amazing, and I'll give you a couple reasons. One, I was in a bad situation prior to that, and I sought out the VA because I'm a vet, so I thought they were going to help me. These people took me to a place that as soon as you open the door, rats and roaches literally went everywhere. So I looked at this lady. I said, "This is where you want me to stay?" And she was all proud and
Wow.
happy, like she was doing me a favor. I said, "No, ma'am. I'll just keep sleeping in my car." And I don't like the VA. Shouts out to those that have great relationships with the VA. Me and them ain't all that cool like that. But I started thinking that there's got to be a better way. And then when I seen the model, it made sense. And that's kind of probably why I was so aggressive at, you know, moving at the speed of instructions. I believe it was personal for me. So yeah.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Any other guests? No, we don't actually. So one of our next topics that we're going to talk about, and I'm actually let Tiffany and Dornico kind of help us out here as well. And Alex, let me know if that PowerPoint is ready. If so, I may just jump. Oh, look like we got a PowerPoint.
Keep playing. That's why we got the
See
admin
why you need
in the
virtual
building.
assistants, y'all? Because this is my VA helping me do all of this, right? As y'all can see, I fumbled the ball and I didn't know how to do this. So put a number 3 in the chat if you can see that PowerPoint. Yep, I just want to make sure that you guys are able to see it. And are we able to make that bigger than that on screen, or how does that work when we're sharing it? I'm not sure how it works when you're sharing.
All right, so I think I got that one, Alex. Can you put it in
Because I was hoping
presentation mode, Alex?
he put it into that little place where it says present
Hold
on StreamYard. That way we could just pull it up.
There you go.
Ooh, I like that.
Like
yeah.
that.
You guys can see that? I love it. See, now I feel better. Y'all gonna get me for another 2 hours now. So I'm gonna pretend that everybody just kind of got here, and I'll just kind of breeze by it again one more time. And I'm assuming Alex is gonna have to kind of control that slide. Is that right, Alex?
No, you should be able to as well.
I can control it?
No, actually, no, because he's sharing his screen. So Alex, I have to do it.
So no problem. So I'm gonna just breeze by this real fast because I'm gonna pretend that everybody just got here. So what is an ILF? An ILF is an independent living facility, and that's the phrase that we've coined here at Forsted Consultants. It's literally a shared living environment where we're able to house multiple people in one asset. So I love to compare the ILF model to a multi-family situation, multi-family real estate. Because again, I could take a 4-bed, 2-bath home, and I could take 8 people from homeless to hopeful if I'm doing 2 per room. I can take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home, and I can house 4 people and give them individual private rooms. See how you got choices? And I got a slide where I'm gonna break down what is a private room, what is a private suite, and what is the shared living environment. So again, the ILF model, guys, is just simply me going to get a residential home, right? And I'm going to turn it into an ILF by putting my structure inside of it as well in terms of my rules, my structure, and all of that stuff. Next slide, Alex. So a shared living environment for us, that just means that our residents that we serve, they're able to live and thrive without the need for medical staff and or oversight. So that means that I'm not trying to give out medications. I'm not trying to cook people's food, and I'm not trying to drive them around in some kind of industrial van or something, right? I'm not taking people to doctor's appointments. I'm not driving them to their outpatient appointments. Our clients need to be able to live and thrive. Guys, thrive means do well in life. So they need to be able to do all of that without the need for my help or without medical oversight. So you don't need to be a nurse. You don't have to be an LPN. You don't even need a college education. You don't even need a high school education. If you got a big heart and you love people and you got a love for God in your heart, this is for you guys. And this is what we call the shared living environment, where these people that we're housing, they don't need your help. They can cook their own bologna sandwich. They can provide their own transportation, and they can take their own medications without you reminding them about it. Because if they can't do that stuff, those three things, Tiffany, that's where they're not a good fit for our programs usually, right? That means they need a higher level of care.
Yeah.
This level of care, guys, is completely independent. Next slide, Alex. So right here, I talked about the 3 steps to getting started. The first step is to watch our free webinar, which breaks everything down in terms of how we do this. Also, soak up our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is a mini college. The next thing is that free strategy call. Let's talk. Let's see if we're a good fit together. Let's see what we can maybe offer you, right? We have things that we can offer you that's not always advertised, right? Right now, a lot of y'all know about the ILF Mastery Blueprint. A lot of you guys know about the HRA Business in a Box, right? And Alex already put the slide up that if you want to scan that, you guys can use your cell phone right now and scan that to watch the webinars and also to subscribe to that YouTube channel. Because I told you our YouTube channel is a mini college, but that is literally the steps, right? Watch the webinar, soak up the YouTube, and let's get on the phone call, right? So that way we can decide, can we work together? Do you need the HRA Business in a Box to where you say, well, Derek, I don't have real estate yet, but I want to implement the HRA while you guys got on that crazy Cyber Monday sale. Or Derek, I want to be the operator. I want the ILF Mastery Blueprint. Let us know. I gave you guys the text message and all of that, but that is literally the steps that you take, and obviously take action. We're in a season, guys, where a lot of people are getting ready to spend money that they don't really have, and they're going to spend it on things that don't benefit their life. You guys can get some coaching right now that you pay for one time that you can use for the rest of your life to save your life, to help other people, but also help your family out of these struggling times that a lot of us are going through. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's the second one. Scan it. And again, to watch the webinar, the HRA or the ILF. We show you both ways to get into this, guys, and I want you guys to scan it and be a part of that. Next slide, Alex. So what does it look like? So we get a lot of people that say, Derek, what does an ILF look like? I hear you guys talking about it all the time. I told y'all, man, it's a single family home. That can be a mobile home. Now, we tell people if it's a mobile home, it needs to be on its own land, not at a mobile home park. Most of the parks want you to be the owner and for you to live there. They don't want you to sublet. They don't want you to rent it to other people, right? So this right here, this picture that you're looking at right now, that's one of my personal ILFs. That's my biggest ILF to date. That is a 6-bedroom, 3-bath home. That house has the ability, not that I do it, but this house, because it's so large, has the ability to house up to 14 people at one time. Now, we're going to probably max it out at around 9 to 10, but this house is so big, guys. We can put 14 people in here comfortably. And if you've ever watched that webinar that I just told you guys about, I talk about a young lady that done this from the wrong standpoint. And she was cramming people into a 3-bed, 2-bath home and then had a lock on one of the doors. So now it's a 2-bed, 2-bath home with 14 people in it. That's not how we do that. So this is called the estate. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a gem, when you get into this and you get like the where Dornico is now, and you have multiple properties like Miss Joanne and like a couple of us, you're going to forget to kind of which is which. So I named all of my houses. We started out with that cul-de-sac, and that's called Glen Lake. So we got Glen Lake 1, Glen Lake 2, Glen Lake 3, Glen Lake 4. Then we got Metro West. We got the estate. We got the Bel Air. We got the Bijou. Now that Shay's place is real bougie. Shay's got the Bijou. We got the Angela Denise. Like, we got a couple names for our ILFs. So take that as a little tool in your book. When you guys get multiple houses, begin to name them.
Yeah.
One of my houses, watch this. I had a client. In fact, he was my first client that God ever, second client. Second client God ever entrusted me with. To make a long story short, y'all, he was killed by a drunk driver. He was out walking, just having a great time. A drunk driver, out of control, ran him over. He meant so much to me and my family that we called his family after everything was kind of, settled. Could we dedicate one of these houses to the memory of who he was?
Yeah.
So if you guys go to my Second Chance Housing website, schousinginfo.com, Glen Lake 3 is actually named after this gentleman. Okay, and now just for the sake of this live, I won't say his name, but literally, if you go on my website or any of the footage that you see, his name is literally, that house is named after him. First and last name. His family thought it was the greatest idea ever. Here I am. I was scared to kind of ask the family. My wife and my mom was like, Derek, you did great work. You did good by him. The family loved you. They would probably be honored, Derek. You should probably just ask them. I'll admit it. I was scared. I was nervous. But with my wife and my mom, with the encouragement, they said, Derek, just ask them. What could they say? You treated him very well. Needless to say, guys, they agreed to it. So right now, when you walk into that ILF, one of the first things that you see is a big, what is it, an 8x10 shade, a 9x12 picture
it's a big
of him.
I think it's
a nice size picture of him. So every guy that moves into that ILF, they know that he's the reason that started all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't live here, sir, if it wasn't for this guy.
Yep.
So everybody that lives in that ILF, they know him, that he started this. And if it wasn't for him, none of them would probably be there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Put a heart in the chat if you think that's pretty cool, how we dedicated an ILF to one of our past members. Put a heart in the chat if you guys love that. Next slide, Alex. And also the next thing that we want to talk about, which is the next step in terms of how to get started with this whole thing, is that you want to lease or rent a property. Now, if you're like Tiffany, God bless you. That means you have property already by the day you meet me. Yeah. But if you like me, Shay, and Dornico, and the rest of us, right, that may not be your testimony. So you need to be able to build a relationship. And during our coaching, which again, guys, is on this crazy sale, we go through the script, through the email script of what it sounds like when you're communicating with these homeowners. How do you get them to say yes? How do you get a guy that's been owning this house for 45 years? He's raised his kids in it. He got married to his wife in the backyard. How do you get him to say yes to rent that house? There's sentimental value there, right? So, and trust me, guys, in the beginning, I did this the wrong way. I said the wrong things, and I got told no a bunch of times before I got my first yes. So in your coaching, depending on where you live at, by your zip code, we're going to tell you what to say. We're going to guide you as in how to frame it, when to say it, and also to make sure you're talking to the right person. One of the biggest mistakes, Shay, that I see in this business when people try to rent that first home, they kind of don't know who to talk to, who to give the right verbiage to.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so proud of that ILF Mastery Blueprint, that we give you the words to say. That's by phone, in person, and by email, because all of them sound different. Also, when I talk to a case manager, it sounds different from when I'm talking to the social worker. When I'm talking to the social worker, it sounds different from when I'm talking to the homeowner who I'm trying to rent that place from, right? So that makes a lot of sense when you get into what we're doing. If you're having the wrong conversation with the wrong person, that's where you're going to get a lot of no's at, right? It's hard to explain to somebody that you want to rent their home to turn around and rent their home to other people. That's why over these last few years, we've mastered kind of what to say. And then again, we cater that to where you live at by your zip code. So I encourage everybody that if you're thinking about doing this, we want you to join our coaching, right? And Alex, at some point, put the ILF Mastery Blueprint in the chat with the coupon code, because again, I don't want people thinking that it's still 15 grand. The $15,000 coaching that's normally the cost is only $2,997. Absolutely crazy. You guys are taking that coaching away from me at that price. But we want to be a blessing to people. In the whole month of November, there's a crazy sale, right? So even the month of November, we started about a few weeks ago, and we started kind of on my birthday, right? and we dropped it down to $4,700. And that's going to remain throughout the rest of this month. And we're thinking about even December. But right now is the last day, which is this Cyber Monday, that we'll have it at $2,997. So for under $3,000, guys, you can literally get your one-on-one coaching from Forster Consultants, who's the best at coaching when it comes to shared housing. So again, just super excited about that. So guys, again, if you can't buy the place, no problem. Because when I found out that I could rent a house to do what we do, to me, it was like game over. This is what I'm getting ready to do. Next slide, Alex. And also, guys, if you got any questions or comments, definitely let me know, right? You guys are all family by now. Welcome Clubhouse, YouTube, Twitter Space, and Facebook. Welcome everybody. And if you just joined us, we're discussing why this shared housing model is the best real estate strategy. And this slide right here will show you exactly why. Because in a 4-bed, 2-bath home, guys, I don't rent by the room. I don't rent by the house. We rent by the bed. So in that one room right there, guys, both of those people pay rent. That's how it works, guys. So that's why I tell people in this model of the 4-bed, 2-bath, and this shared housing model, we got the opportunity to take 8 people from homeless to hopeful that would have been homeless on the street without us. Imagine the military veteran that has nowhere to go. Imagine the lady that's escaping domestic violence from that dangerous boyfriend with nowhere to go. Imagine the teenager agent from foster care system. He's 18 years old now and they kick him out on the street. And all of these people got incomes, guys. Don't forget, that's a big part of what we do. These individuals have a guaranteed income. And this is what the room looks like. So a lot of the group homes that you see and a lot of the ALFs, and I hate to kind of go there, but they're not really up to par with like being nice, clean, and affordable. The ILF model, allows you to be clean, safe, and affordable. Look at that room. Nice bed accommodations. They get that Sterilite 3-drawer dresser. There's other storage in that room, but that's literally what a room looks like. So for all the people that have never seen it, if you've never seen our social media, as you can see, Alex keeps kind of clicking through the pictures to show you guys different models of it. Go back to that one you just passed. This is at the Bijou. This is Shay's place. One of Shay's first ILF she's ever started.
Patootie.
Shay, you want to talk about it? And Shay, who do you house and what's the name of your program?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Bijou was my second house actually for women. This is a 2-2, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I started with younger women that came out of a program that needed assistance, but they were going through like ADLs and different training and transitioning to being on their own through a program. So that's where we started. That program affiliation was about a year long. So once that program was done, the phone calls started coming in again through the same community funded program, but they were for older women. So at this point now, I am housing women over the age of 50 in this location, and they're thriving. They're doing very well. They are living their best life. We call them the Golden Girls. Derek always teases and talks about it, but this location is very convenient for them. Close to all of the stores, their hospitals, their doctors, everything is centrally located, and with some of it somewhat is in walking distance. So this location for me, the Bijou, is probably my little diamond in the rough, because it's a smaller unit. But again, what I can, not the profitability, but again, the amount of help that I can bring to this community through this place is housing for independent older women that love community, that enjoy being around each other, and are successful in the ILF space. So that's a little bit about the Bijou.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm just kind of typing some stuff in the chat that I'll be sending here in a minute. Somebody asked about the virtual assistants. So our virtual assistants are also on sale. So usually for one VA from us from VA 101 is $697. But during this Cyber Monday sale, it's only $147, guys. A one-time fee. That's crazy. So for $147, you guys can get an Alex you guys can get your own VA. So when you get caught up on all the techie stuff and you don't know how to send an email or do your social media or have time to answer your telephone
or set up your live
or set up your live events like this, right? Or building your PowerPoint. I didn't build this PowerPoint, guys. Alex built this according to what I wanted. So again, I'm great at doing what I'm doing right now, which is talking and teaching. But the techie side of it, guys, I'm not really good at that. So for a virtual assistant, guys, for a one-time fee of $147, let us know about that. Alex will also put that into the chat. And again, guys, it's just an absolute no-brainer to get involved in terms of what this is when it comes to starting your own housing program. So if you're already in real estate and you're somebody that rents to a normal family, a mom, dad, and 3 kids, this is a way to maximize your profits, right? So instead of getting the one income from a mom, dad, and 3 kids, because that's one income usually. If a mom and a dad have a job, they come together to pay rent, right? But in the ILF model, again, everybody that has a bed pays rent. So Alex, show them a couple more of those pictures and I'll go into the other model as well in terms of the private rooms. So everything that you're seeing right now in terms of this picture that's up right now, this is called the shared room. Now, the whole model is called shared housing, but look how this room is so large. It's got 3 beds in it. Guys, like I made sure I put this one in there. Some people say, wow, Derek, you got 3 beds in one room? Absolutely. If the room is large enough, guys, this master room is so big. I wish you guys could see the other side of it. So even on the other side of that other bed is a lot of more space, master bedroom, master tub, double closet. Okay. Next slide, Alex. Right here is what I want to show you guys what a private room looks like, right? So everybody said, well, Derek, I want to see what these models look like. This is a private room. What I just showed you guys is more so what that shared accommodation looks like. That's 2 people per room. That means they still share the hallway bathroom. Even this private room, this guy's got his own bed. Now, sometimes that's a queen bed. It could be a full bed. It can still be a twin bed. But that's a private room. His own room, but he still shares the hallway bathroom. Okay? And then the other side to that, again, is that private suite. And this is what a lot of people like. So a lot of your military veterans, a lot of like people that have the bigger income, they want a room by themselves and they don't want to share, and the bathroom is included. So Alex, if we got that picture where the bathroom is actually included, bam. See what I mean? This is a private suite, ladies and gentlemen. This is the call that I get from the guy that says, Derek, I saw your advertisement on Facebook, but man, I don't want to share no room, Derek. I'm a grown man, bro. I'm 63 years old. I ain't sharing no room. Guys, no problem. That's why within this one model, there's actually 3 different housing models within it. The shared model, 2 people per room. The private model, 1 person per room, you still share a bathroom, or the private suite where you have your own bathroom. Guys, my bathroom isn't even that nice. This is one of our ILFs, y'all. Put the word nice in the chat if you think that bathroom is nice.
It's fancy.
My bathroom isn't even that nice. In fact, I want to get a shower like that. Shay and I going to change our shower to something like that. But put the word nice in the chat if you think that this is a nice accommodation for a private suite. And again, this is the call that you're going to get from the guy that when you start telling him kind of how you do your housing program, you're like, Derek, I don't want to share a room. That's when you say, sir, no problem. We also have private accommodations.
Right.
Right. So according to his income, that's going to be able to decide whether he's able to afford that or not. And again, according to where you live at during your coaching, we're going to tell you how to price it. And we're going to tell you who's that going to accommodate the most.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll make it make sense again, according to where you live, your zip code, and again, your personalized one-on-one coaching. Because what may work for Miss Angela may not work for Janine. What may work for Katara may not work for Tiffany. Okay. Right. So I'm going to pause there for 2 seconds. Tiffany, I want to go to you real quick. Tiffany, do you currently right now have anybody that you have in a private room, a private suite, or is everybody in your accommodations in a shared living environment?
No. So I have private rooms in both the women's and the men's home. Matter of fact, I have private rooms, 2 private rooms, and the men 2.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Tiffany?
Private rooms in the men's and the women, because that's kind of what they called for. And then I have 1 shared room, and kind of how I do that is I do have an emergency bed. In the women's home, my shared room, it's big enough to have 4 beds in it. But I would probably maybe do a 3-bedroom because a 3-bed because that one has a bathroom inside the room. So it's too big to do a suite. And I think that it would be more beneficial to have it as a shared room and the other 2 smaller rooms as my private rooms in my women's home.
Got it. Now, just in case if I missed it, because a little part you did break up a little bit, how did you decide to give the people the private rooms that do have it? Like, how did that happen?
So in my women's home, the way it happened, I really intended to have 2 shared and 1 private there, but I have 2 young ladies that have medical conditions, and one of them is on like some type of a heart machine, and it makes a lot of noise at night, and she just didn't want to disturb a roommate, so her parents kind of kicked in and helped her upgrade to that private room. The other young lady as well, so she has some medical issues and has a lot of anxiety. She's the one that is escaping the domestic violence, so she wanted a room for herself by herself as well, how to get her life.
And did that come out, Tiffany, in the assessment, or did she just voluntarily kind of lay this stuff out for you and then you made a decision?
Kind of a little bit of both. When the young lady told me that she had the loud machine, I kind of already was headed towards that whole private room because I didn't want any disturbances from the other tenant.
Okay, perfect. So guys, that's how Tiffany does it in Oklahoma. So Dornico in Dayton, Ohio, like talk to me about your
non-discriminatory.
Right. Talk about your setup. So do you have people that have private rooms, or is everybody in a shared accommodation, Dornico? And if Dornico's not there, we'll bounce over to Neonta.
He may be transitioning over to his laptop.
No worries. Neonta, are you there, sis?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Perfect. Well, first of all, good evening. Tell everybody who you are, how great you are, what's the name of your program, and where you're located.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Neonta St. Fort. My husband and I own and operate Saints Care LLC here in Miami Gardens, Florida. We house military veterans, males, predominant, well, only right now until we get this second house. And we've been doing it for about a year. And it's been a blessing for us and a blessing for the veterans and the people that we house as well.
And you stated that you house military veterans, right? So how many of your people are shared and how many maybe have a private room in case if I missed it?
So I have a 4-2 home, and I have 2 private rooms and 2 shared rooms. And the way it came about, my very first client that moved in wanted a private room. It was an older gentleman, 84 years old. He wanted a private room. So he got that private room. He lived, he was the only person there. So it was not a question, sir. You want the private room? Absolutely, you can have it. And the second guy, his room actually was going to be a shared room. We had it set up as a shared room. But because of when we spoke with him, he explained the situation that he was coming from, which he was very uncomfortable having a roommate because of things that took place with the television and his belief system and the other person's belief system. So we decided, okay, we'll make this room we told him what the price was, and he said, okay, not a problem. And we said, okay, so we'll make it a private room for you. So we pulled that bed out and made it a private room for him. So we have 2.
Love that. I really love that. That's accommodating, and that's a lot of people don't even do that in this space. And I commend our ILF family because a lot of people look at profit over being personable and really helping people reacclimate. That was a decision you made that really made a big determining factor, or even a big decision for that gentleman, that resident. And now, like, that peace, that privacy, I love that. That is, again, options.
I love it. I even typed it into the chat that this model allows you to be accommodating. Shay literally just said that, right?
Yeah, you can accommodate.
So, I love that. Absolutely. Rasta girl, that's Joanne. Joanne, are you able to come on stage?
I can
because I like what she put, but I would love that if she could actually say it. But she says, mine's are all private but shared common area, right? And that's what we talked about. And that's a 4-bed, 2-bath home. So again, if you guys can do the easy math on that, that's 4 people in that house. So a lot of what we talk about is that whole private room is less people, less problems. So I like the fact that Joanne decided to do that. And Joanne, if you can either put into the chat or come on stage, are these women or men, or did you go co-ed?
Oh, she said she can't talk. So Joanne, just keep hitting us up in the chat and
No
we'll
worries.
be able to we'll do it that way.
Tell us if that's co-ed, Joanne, or did you do the all women? I think I know, but I want the people to know it. Let us know. Co-ed, men or women. And even while she's typing that, I'll even just go into that really quick. A lot of people will say, well, Derek, should I go co-ed? Well, that's kind of a personal preference to you, right? I'll admit, I literally just went co-ed again since like the first day I started, which was probably over 6 or 7 years ago. This newer house that we just took over, it actually happened to be co-ed already. So we kind of left it that way. I didn't want to disrupt the lives of those 2 women. They get along great. They're in the same room together. So we left it. They like the other guys that are there. They're comfortable with it. And I'll just kind of leave a little gem on that. The only way that I consider going co-ed is that the females absolutely must be comfortable with it, right? If I got females that are terrified that guys are going to be living in the same house, we don't do that. So that's one of my major questions that I ask before going co-ed. Shay, any thoughts from you on going co-ed?
Well, my population type is a little different, so it makes it difficult for me to go co-ed because of the organizations that I partner with. So for me right now, co-ed is not an option for me because, again, of my partnerships. But in the event of having another home, the population type, again, it's meeting the need in the community, right? Who am I to turn down meeting the need, but also providing safety? That is the biggest thing for me, providing safety, meeting the need. And that's how I determine that process for my houses, and how many calls are coming in for each population type. That helps me to make that decision and make a sound decision and a safe decision for my residents.
Good stuff. I love it. And did Neonta say whether she was all male or female? Did she say that already? Sis, you can jump in. With the military veterans, are these women or men, sis?
She fell off.
Let's add her back up to the stage. Hey, Neonta, you still there?
Oh, yes, I was just talking like I was on stage. This thing keep kicking me out. I don't know what's going on. Every time I try to go to the chat and come back, it kicks me out.
Okay.
But yeah, so all men, we have all men until God see fit for us to get this second house.
Okay.
We'll look at doing women. But the other thing I was going to say was that, like I said, it's a 4-bedroom. So one of my main, not I want to say main bedroom, master, excuse me, the master bedroom does have actually it technically has 4 beds in it, but I keep that 4th bed as an emergency bed. So because it's a very, very large bedroom, just like you explained yours, as the double closet. It actually has a jacuzzi tub and a double shower. So we have 4 beds in there, but we use 3.
Okay, good stuff. I love it. And just for the newer people that have maybe never heard your story, sis, how did you get into housing the military veterans? Like, did you seek that out or did it just kind of come to you?
Definitely sought it out. I was getting a little, what's the word, anxious and skittish, and my husband was like, "Just relax." We knew that's what he really wanted to do, the veterans, and it kind of pretty much, I don't want to say fell in our lap. After I did some research, I made a couple phone calls, got a phone call back actually the same day, couple hours later, and connected with a program that assists veterans with housing. And from there, that's what we've been doing since that time, which was October of last year. Um, and here we are a year later, still housing veterans and connecting with other agencies as well.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I want to answer the question. And also, guys, make sure, because this is only a 90-minute room, so we'll be closing here shortly, right? So hopefully we've given a lot of information, and we've also kind of showed you what it looks like. So we get a lot of questions about, Derek, what it looked like. So hopefully tonight we were able to do that. So I want to answer the question about someone asked, what all do you need to buy to actually set this house up?
Right.
So these pictures that you're seeing right now, I'm gonna give you a great example of something that happened to us. Those headboards that you see, those lamps that you see, that dresser that you see, that was given to us by a hotel. So a hotel literally saw what we did online, and they were getting ready to revamp the entire hotel, right? And hotels do this all the time, y'all, about every 4 to 8 months, where they'll revamp all of their furniture. We literally got a call from a guy that says, Derek, I saw what you guys do. I want to be a part of donating some twin beds and whatever else you guys need. But check this out, Derek. We got a dumpster coming here tomorrow. So if you can come up here today with some U-Haul trucks and you and your friends and your family, ILF people, y'all can get whatever y'all want. But if you don't come within the next 2 days, it's all going in the dumpster.
Going in the dumpster.
So everybody that's a part of the ILF Mastery Blueprint that was in Florida, that was close in proximity, man, you should have seen all the U-Haul trucks that we had, guys.
They were pulling up one by one. Remember that?
One
we
by
had to
one.
schedule shifts. So that and we gave people certain time frames to be there. We also had to limit what they took because we knew the property sizes and what they had. We were able to say, hey, only take enough to that is suitable for your home, so that all of our ILF family could
but we did have people that took stuff that filled up second and third houses. Like it was that much stuff.
At that point, we had the overflow, so we allowed people to come back and do overflow. And that was a blessing. Just to be able to see and partner with an organization as such. This resort wasn't a hotel, it was actually a resort. And that was
nice
phenomenal.
stuff. That's real wood too.
Really wood. Everything Derek said on top of that, it was amazing.
Yep. And what we tell people, man, this isn't rocket science, guys. So back to the question of kind of like, what do you have to put in the home? You need everything in that place that functions a house. Everything that your house have, this house needs it, right? Absolutely. So I'm gonna start with the main thing that we all need: beds. Remember, we're taking people from homeless to hopeful, so they need beds. We operate from the twin bed model. You need to find the twin bed guy in your city that do this for a living, that's in the used twin beds. Or if you bougie, you go buy the brand new ones. But you need a twin bed and a twin box spring. You need twin rails. This is the gist of what I saw somebody do, guys, but she put the beds on the floor. We don't do that. Beds on bed rails, and I'll admit, headboards are just a plus. All of my beds don't have headboards, guys. In fact, headboards are probably luxury to us by now. I want to make sure I got a bed, a box spring, and the rails. Outside of that, actually still in that same room, we buy the 3-drawer Sterilite drawers from Walmart. They're usually about $19. But a lot of times we get dressers and drawers donated to us. So in some of these rooms, they got actual real dressers and drawers. But like this picture, see those 3-drawer Sterilite drawers? Guys, we get those for like $19 from Walmart. And a lot of the people that's going to come from you, they're going to have just enough clothing to put in those 3 drawers. But I'll admit, there's about 5% of them, they're going to come with garbage bags full of stuff. It's going to be dirty, smelly, all of that. But the average person, y'all, he going to have the clothes on his back, 1 or 2 t-shirts, a pair of shoes, and a pair of jeans. So if people say, Derek, that's all you give them is a 3-drawer? Guys, believe it or not, most of them, that's all they ever have. And that's plenty. But again, by now, because I've been in it so long, y'all, people donate dressers and drawers to us all the time. So we add it. We don't turn that stuff down. We take it. It's just that when I set it up, they're going to get them 3-drawer Sterilite drawers. Right. Okay.
And that don't usually last. I mean, for us, it hasn't lasted long where we just keep that because somebody's always calling to say, hey, donating, we've got this, or hey, we've got dressers. Hey, I've got this. Do you need this? I've been blessed enough to be able to transition or even like rotate furniture in my ladies' houses in regards to like living room sets. The minute things look a little tattered and worn, I'm quick to say, hey, I'm going to put out a post and see if I can reach out to my fellow family members out there in social media land to see if anybody wants to donate towards the Angela Denise Foundation. And it's been very lucrative, to be able to refurbish things and not just anything. Like our thing is, I want my residents to live like I live, if not better. I want them to have, great quality items as best as I can. and that you'll be surprised at the amount of donations you get that are great quality. People like to spruce up, right? People like to, once a warranty's gone off of a love seat and chair, people go and buy a new one because they want the warranty. So again, it's being able to cultivate those relationships and let people know what you're doing, and they then join forces with you and provide you with the things that you need. So that's an option.
Absolutely. I also put some things in the chat, and I'm gonna even go to Dornico and Tiffany and Neonta again just to kind of see what their opinion is. But I did a lot of my shopping in the beginning, guys, from first of all my own house. Shay used to hate this, y'all. When I first started, if I needed a dining room table or a sofa set or chairs, that came from my house.
I would
If
come
I
home
needed
from
cups,
work and
go
the
ahead,
couch
Shay.
will be gone.
Yep.
Like
if I
would
needed
come home
coffee
from work,
mugs, plates, spoons, forks, anything that I needed to run the place, guys, I literally took that from my house first. But what Shay quickly learned was that if I take a table, she gets a brand new table. If I take a couch, she gets a brand new couch. But it didn't always happen like that from the beginning. We grew into that. So the first couch I took, we just had nowhere to sit at. Remember, Shay just told y'all 2 minutes ago, she want these people to live nicer than her. We really mean that. So like if y'all go to Shay's women's house right now, that whole living room set was the last living room set that we had. Including the rug, the love seat, the couch, the recliner, the sofa. All of that came from my living room, guys, literally. But what happened a week later? Shay, the people pull up in the, Shay gets a brand new set. But from the beginning, guys, I didn't have no money. I didn't have nothing to start it with, so I did it that way. My other favorite is flea markets. My other favorite is thrift stores. My other favorite is Walmart. And then my probably next to favorite is Roses. So depending on where you guys live at, there's a store called Roses, Roses. Very affordable. Kind of puts you in the mind of a poor man's Ross, right? Or a poor man's Marshalls. So all of my bed linen, my comforters, my sheets, my pillows, Roses. Walmart, I will admit, it's a little bit better quality. Sometimes the cost is just as good. In fact, I did a video not long ago just showing you guys where I was buying my comforters from and all of that stuff, the mattress covers and the things that we use to protect what we buy. So again, thrift stores, Walmart, freebie alerts. Neonta been telling everybody about that one. A lot of people getting free stuff from freebie alerts. Download it on your phone. If you don't know what it is, just type it in, right? Freebie alerts. The flea market, again, Roses and Walmart for me, and thrift store. Thrift store is where we used to get a lot of our plates, coffee mugs, coffee maker. Now you can go to Walmart and get a coffee maker for $19, right? Brand new. But you can go to thrift store and get one for $3. So again, wherever your budget is, right? You just want to be really careful with that kind of stuff, okay? Because in the beginning, we don't want you guys to spend a bunch of money. We want you guys to be making money. So getting these things as affordable as possible, okay? So any questions, guys, about anything that you've seen so far? I just want to make sure that we've gave some knowledge, we gave some understanding, and then always we want to give the opportunity. So again, guys, this, Cyber Monday sale has kind of mixed in with our Black Friday and my birthday sale. So again, our crazy coaching, guys, in terms of the one-on-one coaching, 80% off, guys. That's hard to beat. I'm even shocked more people are not getting it. But again, like, congratulations to all the people that are. Congratulations to the people that are going in together with other people and getting it together as a team. A lot of people are doing that. We don't mind that either. And again, guys, for the person that asked about the VA, that's only $147, guys, a one-time fee, down from $697. So a one-time fee for $147, and then you got to buy the software to manage the VA, right? Hubstaff and LastPass. But other than that, guys, one-time fee for $147, and then you pay $4 an hour to that VA.
And let's talk about what that one-time fee accounts for.
Sure.
So that one-time fee is a fee that we take on to be able to vet the virtual assistants that are going to meet the criteria that you request. So we're not just going to say, hey, Alex, go out there and find 5 virtual assistants. We don't care what skill set they have. Just bring them in because we got some clients. No, we go through a very strategic vetting process to make sure that we're bringing in the right candidate for your organization and for your desires and needs in regards to your business. So that's what that fee looks like. That's what that fee covers. Our team being able to go out, source those individuals, make sure that they're vetting them, that they have the skill set that they say they have, making sure that they come with all of the necessary education credentials. They verify all that. They do a previous job history check. They're doing all of that for you, and then they bring those individuals to us once they've been vetted, and you get the opportunity to choose, or actually, excuse me, interview more than one candidate for your position, for the position that you have listed or posted. Once that is done, you make that decision. We don't make the decision for you. We give you the opportunity to make that decision when you go through our virtual assistant staffing agency. We want to make sure that you have the fit that you're looking for. And listen, if we've got to go a second round, and you know, you did your first set of interviews and that wasn't what you know, nobody kind of was a knock out the park, which is very, very unoften that we've had that issue happen. But we want to make sure that we are providing you with the necessary talent and the appropriate business partnership to help you take your business to the next level. So that's what that vetting fee is for. It helps our team to go out there and do the necessary work to get you the quality candidates for your job role.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I don't right now see any questions. I want to bring Dornico back up really quick to ask him something. But Shay, if you got questions, let's ram them off.
So I'm going to post it on the screen.
Let's
so
do it.
Derek, that is for you. It is on the screen, so you should be able to see it.
All right. So it says, so what are the numbers on a minimum level or the least we will make per person? Great question. That's Ellie Smith. Ellie, can you put in the chat where you're from, what city and state? Because a lot of that goes into your coaching in terms of where you live at by your zip code. Because what I may charge, you're going to charge something different depending on where you live at. Now, if you're in one of these down southern states like me in Florida, it may be similar, but watch this. Me and Neonta are in completely two different areas in Florida, and her price point is way higher than mine, right? Yeah. So we don't like to kind of get too deep into kind of exactly what your number will be, right, unless it's on your coaching call. And remember, that's free. So your first discovery call is absolutely free so that we can go deeper. But let's just play around with that, right? Where are you from in terms of city and state?
And we definitely look at market rates. So we want to be compatible, not competitive, compatible, if not better. We're past competitive. The whole goal is to provide affordable living for people that need the housing.
Yep, absolutely. And again, we love to go over those numbers with you on your discovery call, because again, it's just going to depend on where you live at.
Yep.
So if you're still here, I would love for you to put it in the chat. Where do you live? And then again, I think Alex has a slide towards the end that gives you guys our contact information. Again, Alex, if you can go to the next to the last slide for the coupon code, and then we'll also give them the number to text or call. So the slide right before that, I think, is the QR code. Let's start there first, because just in case that person haven't watched the webinar yet, scan that first one to watch the webinar. Then immediately you can set up a strategy call with me, a discovery or strategy call as they call it, and we can discuss exactly what you're going to be charging. Okay, because I'll break that down by the area in terms of where you live at. And then the second one is definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. I even give examples on the YouTube channel in terms of what we're charging, in terms of where we live at. But again, that's going to be according to where you live. And then Alex, if you can hit that last slide, I want to give everybody the opportunity to either text or call 407-813-1335. So for any information that you need, you could text that number. You can call that number. We're very wide open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And then you also can email us at support@forstonconsultants.com. Again, that's support@forstonconsultants.com with an S on the end of consultants. And again, I just want to thank everybody once again for putting up with us again and for allowing us to kind of pour into you guys again in terms of what this looks like. Also, if you guys have any concerns or questions of what you want the next session to be about, we're usually here every Monday and Tuesday, which means tomorrow we'll be here, if the Lord's will, as my mom would say. So if you have any topics specifically that you want us to cover or go over, type them into the chat or email them or text them to that contact on the screen.
Absolutely.
Because my team can let us know and then we'll make content from it. So a lot of our content, especially at Forster Consultants and our YouTube channel, especially this week, everything that you will see delivered this week on our social media was literally from a question people asked us.
Yeah.
So we love it when people ask us questions because that's what we thrive off of. I love questions. So if you go to our YouTube channel and you're not even that patient and you don't want to look for a specific answer, go to any video, type it in your question, and I'll make a piece of content about it. So I love excuses to make more content. So a lot of videos that you will see this week, including today. So make sure you're following us at Forster Consultants on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter. And then on YouTube at Forster Consultants, but also on TikTok at Derek Forston. So TikTok, I got a little selfish, y'all. It was just me. So Derek Forston on TikTok, but everything else, guys, is Forston Consultants. And our podcast, if you're one of these podcast type people, the name of our podcast is called Don't Wait to Be Great. Again, don't wait to be great. And that mantra is exactly what it is. Like, why would you wait to be great? And this coaching that we're offering you guys, the one-on-one coaching, the VAs to help you with your life and your business, guys, these are all the ways that you can become a no-brainer in life. With coaching like this, with virtual assistants, and of course, keeping God on your side. So again, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to check the chat one more time. And then I think that's it for us tonight, guys, unless I see a question in the chat. And then again, we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And again, thank you to everybody that's been subscribing. We've been getting rapid amounts of subscribers lately. Ever since that we hit that 1,000 about a few weeks ago, you guys are just boom, boom, boom now. So I'm happy about that. The algorithm is loving it. We're getting more attention on YouTube and social media. And I think a big part of it is just us going live lately.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So again, one more time, in case for the people that are listening but maybe not looking, you can text or call 407-813-1335 and let us know what you want from us, right? We'll cater it to you. But if you want the ILF Mastery Blueprint, text I want in. I want to be in that. If you just want more information, text more information. And if you want special deal, you never know what else you get if you text that.
Well,
and then we also have support at forsterconsultants.com. Ms. Shay?
Yeah. So Alex, if you want to put those in the chat, any of the responses that we need for our family members here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as LinkedIn, if they need any information, what they can text and how they can connect with us.
All right, Shay, I think that's it. I don't see any other questions here.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good night tonight.
Let's see. Yeah, this is good stuff. So I'm going to pray us out of here and I'm going to let you guys go. And then we'll see you. Shay, go ahead.
Sorry, I want to say something really quickly. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to close out first before you pray us out. But I want to thank everybody for your patience as we are really reacclimating to this space. And the streaming space. So thank you for your grace as we get all the bugs worked out. We've got new equipment and all sorts of stuff going on over here. So we're trying to figure it out. Again, so I just want to say thank you. Definitely join us tomorrow where I get to share all about virtual assistants, how they can assist your business, how we utilize virtual assistants. And again, I hope that Alex be available to talk because Alex will be able to share as a virtual assistant that works with Forston Consultants, his experience and how he's been a true gem to the team. So we really want to discuss that. Also, bring your business ideas. Let's talk about it. We've got a new family member, which is Digital Flow Solutions, which is our marketing agency and web development, all things social media and web IT. So we want to talk about that and get your experience, give you some information on what we've got going on and how we can help take your business to the next level, not only by virtual assistants, but by your platforms. What do you use in the market? How are you getting the word out about your business and what you do? So join us here tomorrow, and we're going to talk about it. Derek?
All right. So I'll do my signing out, guys. Thank y'all so much again for being here. You got a lot of choices of where you could have been, but you chose to be here with us, and we super appreciate that. So we hope that we made our goal, right? Every time we come here, guys, we have a goal to make sure that we're giving the game away, that we give a lot of information, but we also want to give the opportunity.
Yeah.
Some people just come on and talk, right? So we want to make sure that we're talking, giving you wealth of information. Also, I love it that these rooms are recorded so that you guys can also go back. But we also love to give the opportunity. So again, if you choose to work with us, thank you so much, and we thank you in advance. If you want to sit back and learn from a distance and just join us every Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday for free, no problem. We love that too. But make sure that you're sharing it with a family member or a friend, or definitely share it with your pastor, priest, bishop, or your church.
Become
all
an
right?
affiliate.
And
What
become
you
an
mean?
affiliate. So
Jeez.
everything that we do, guys, and I put that in the chat earlier too. If
Become
you're an affiliate, you should be offering this stuff to other business people, right? So our coaching, the VAs, even the websites. We didn't even talk about it tonight, but our websites are also on sale. Because of our virtual assistants, guys, we have a digital marketing team now. So if you need a website, a funnel system, if you need a phone system, we even offer phone system, text messaging. All of that is done through Digital Flow Solutions. We'll probably be unveiling that website to you guys here in the next couple of days. You never know, because we're tweaking that as well and getting it right for the people. But again, thank y'all so much. We super appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to pray you guys out of here, and then we'll see y'all back tomorrow at 6 p.m. if all goes well. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ever ask a thing, according to his power that worketh in us. Amen. You guys be great, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great night, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all of our amazing platforms that we are streaming to. We love you. Have a good night.